I'm ready. I'm ready.
Boom, 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 boom. Yo, you know what I was doing? That's what I was doing. Like I don't know. I was humming this right here though. Like, you know what I mean? I was humming that. You hear it?
Yeah.
So I was humming that like boom, 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 boom. So I wanted to hear it like before. But bottom line is, welcome to another episode of the Real and Unapologetic podcast. I'm your host, Unapologetic Reef, and I'm joined with my cousin, your boy,
the Real C.
And tonight, episode number 23, we bring back, you know, the ladies love her. It's Kay. We bring back Kay. Everybody's like, I love her opinions. Like, you know. So I said, God damn it, let's bring Kay back then. You know, especially when it has to do with women. You know, with women. So we need a women's opinion, see, right? You
absolutely,
know?
Absolutely.
We can't just be
balance
saying, everything
out.
Right, balance everything out. We just can't be saying what women don't do or what they don't like and without a woman here. That's not right. You know what I mean? So
I mean, you went and found the most feminist person that you probably know.
You're right. No, serious. So that's the good thing.
She's going to keep us in line.
Keep us in line. Keep us in line.
There should be a sound effect for me every time feminist drop.
The feminist, right? We gotta get you. I like that. Yes, we need that. Like,
it's so annoying.
The little cat.
Wow.
No,
I see how it is.
That's not the feminine sound. What's the feminine sound? See, what were you doing with the feminine sound?
I don't know. I've always like the cats, yo.
That sounds like a cat in heat. See,
rude.
No, he said rude.
Don't do that. Like whatever sound effect.
Yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. No. All right, so all right tonight. Yeah, you got to give us a sound effect for the feminists. So tonight's topic is think like a man, act like a lady. Is it real or not? So is it real or is it not? Is it what's up? So all right. So after doing some research, you know what? I did some because I watched the movie. I never read the book. You know what I'm saying? I got to be honest. I didn't read the book, but just the statement alone confuses people if they don't read the book. So what he's saying, so I did a little research and he's not really off on what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? He's not really off. But when you hear the statement, like telling a woman, if you say that to your daughter, like think like a man, act like a lady, that's going to confuse the shit out of her. For her to be like, think like a man, act like a lady. So to me, that's what I took from it. But after doing some research and stuff, he's not really all off, but he did, with the title and some of the shit, it's, so let's just get into it. So we're going, according to the book, relationships will only work if women conform to their traditional gender roles. True or false? K. That's that's when we put the sound effect right there when you say,
oh my gosh. Such a rude side effect.
So we got to do it. It's got to be something like that.
I mean, I guess it depends on who you're asking. Is like the opinion of like gender norms. It kind of just brings me back to like a moment where like, going to a car dealer or like getting a loan to buy a house, and there's always this like question of, is your husband available? And I'm like, no, it's me. Right. And I think if I was to follow that norm today, I wouldn't be able to go out and lease or buy a car. I wouldn't be able to buy a house on my own and talk to people that repair things. I don't know. And maybe that's like the universe saying like, this is why you don't have a relationship. But it's kind of like, I'm not going to wait for a relationship to show up before I do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to do it for myself. But I think like if you're in a relationship, there should be a give and take. Like I may be the feminist, but I also am not going to expect someone to provide for me if I can't do the same for myself. Like I can't be showing up at a relationship and be like, you need to buy me a house and you need to give me money to be able to buy, like, go get my nails done, go get stuff done. If I can't do that for myself, then I'm just being, Steve Harvey says in his book, a gold digger. And I think it's like double-edged sword, like which comes first, the relationship or the responsibilities. But I've got so much feelings.
No, we want you to let them out, but with Rand, we're gonna put the sound effect there. So see, hold back, Kay. Hold back. See, true or false?
Look, honestly, about
the same wine. That's good.
I read the book, and honestly, it took me a while to get through it because I kind of felt he was setting relationships back with some of the stuff that he was saying, man. I mean, some of the stuff it kind of held true, but I mean, for him to say that, if you go by traditional gender roles, that means that a woman is supposed to be subservient and obedient. I mean,
submissive, right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
but you don't agree that women should be submissive? I mean, let me ask you that. You don't want a submissive woman?
No,
you don't. So you rather to be? I mean, submissive.
When you say submissive, you know what I think of?
What?
Eddie Murphy in Coming to America when he got her in the room.
Yeah, bark like a
like a dog. Woof woof woof.
Right.
What do you want? Whatever you want. What do you like? Whatever. I can't. I can't do that. I need somebody that's able to challenge. Yeah, I need some type of challenge. That's too easy. I think I would totally get bored with that.
Right. No. I'm with you on that. So when I say submissive, and I think submissive, I think trust, follow, believe. That's it. Trust, follow, believe. So if the guy has a plan and he's like, look, baby, this is what we're going to do. We're going to build this castle. And, I want her to, that's submission to me. Like, all right, babe, I'm with you. Let's go. Like, support him, understand his vision. You don't got to agree with it. But if this is your husband, this is your man, trust him, believe it, and go with it. Now, if he leaves you and you going down a goddamn hill and all you see is dead goats and dead deer, then fucking run, But I mean, if he's taking you and it's like, look, trust me, we got this. And he's never failed in anything else and he's always led. That's what I look at as submission in 2021. And I don't think a lot of women know how to do that one. They think of submission like you're saying, like bark like a dog, answer to, listen to what I'm saying as far as like, listen like a dog, like sit down. No, not like that. That's ridiculous. I don't believe anybody should be like that. A man, a woman, or whatever, a child.
Yeah, but that's kind of what he's saying. That's kind of what he's saying how women should be in the book. You know what? You not to cut you off, but guess who else is like that? And that's why when I did some research, Kevin Samuels, he says the same shit.
He said the same what? He's saying the same thing about what women, how they should show up, what they should do. You know what I mean? And that modern woman thing, he's saying this is how you get a man. And me, honestly, I feel be your true self. Don't be a lady if that's who you are. You're a lady, you're a woman. Be your true self. And you act like a bitch. A bitch dude is going to be there. That's who's going to show up. You act like, no, real shit. You act like a lady, a gentleman's going to show up. You act like a tramp, you're going to get a whole man. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you show up as, that's what you're going to get. What is that thing? Like equals like. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're going to try.
What you put out into the universe is eventually going to return. Like, I think I like to look at his book as like, hey, that's really a great spectrum, but I like to lean on the more like, I don't know, adaptable side. Like, I think there's a version of it that I agree with. Like, if someone wants to be the lead within a relationship, then there has to be a balance and offset for that. So that person that's coming into the relationship, when you're attaching yourself to that person, you have to be able to say, yeah, I would love to be led. Like, there are things in my past relationship, I appreciated people that plan because I do that all day, every day. It's like, hey, we should go on a trip. Cool. I literally just showed up, and I'm very assertive. I am somebody that can make decisions. I'm not somebody that but you also have to be open enough to stand back and watch someone take the lead. I think that's what he's saying. I don't necessarily agree. He talks about how like men like to be the provider and they like to be the person that brings in the food, the shelter, and all of the things. And I think that's great. And I think if you're going to be part of that relationship, you have to be able to like match that level. So if somebody is super like attentive and wants to provide everything and wants to be somebody that pays everything, you have to be, as a woman, like you have to counterbalance that with and some place in the relationship. So you got to show up with a feminine energy, which is more nurturing and reciprocal and open. I think like what he's describing is like a masculine feminine like energy of being able to kind of cohesively like be in a relationship. And you know, obviously I'm going to be the feminist and say like I'm going to be the one that I'm going to do all of that, because if I do want someone to show up in my life and make more money than I am, or like at least the same amount of money, because I can take care of myself. I'm not looking to take care of someone else, but I also don't expect someone to pay for all those things for me and do all those things for me if I can't do it for myself. And so a lot of times if I show up in a relationship and I have all these things behind me, that can be intimidating for somebody that is a different spectrum. Like, well, I want to provide all of that for you. And I was like, oh, I already come as a complete package. Right. It's up to you who's in that relationship to receive that person and match it and change who you are. But you shouldn't change who you are to change what you believe in and like your values, you know, like.
Yeah, I didn't like what you, well, I like that what you just said just now, but when you said change who you are, you shouldn't change who you are. I think everybody should, like I said, be your true self. I do agree with, as far as men know exactly what they want, as far as when a woman shows up, he has a plan for her. He knows what he wants. You know what I mean? No, he does. He has a plan. He knows exactly what he wants with her and what he doesn't want. You know what I mean? And you know, so when he's saying think like a man, that's why I did, like I said, I did some research. Thinking like a man, like basically know how we think. Like if you show up and you're doing you're the tramp, a guy will allow you to be that. And not saying, no, I'm not saying that but if that's the kind of guy, that's what he's going to allow and that's what he's going to accept and that's what he's going to play off of. You know what I mean? You show up as a lady, you respect yourself. Majority of men, like you said, when you show up that way, they'll be intimidated. They're going to run away. You don't want those guys anyway, because they're going to run, they're going to stray, boom, they're going to dip off. Yeah. You know what I mean? So every man has a plan, right?
I have a double, like, I always like, well, what defines a tramp and why is the equivalent of a male not a tramp? You know, like
that's a tramp.
This is a double standard. Like it's women not. Become, no, so women become more set back in terms of you're more scorned and you're more looked down on if you sleep with 3 or 5 people and the same amount of people a guy sleeps with. It's completely normal. Like it's normalized. It's something, but I think whole different podcast, obviously.
And I know I'm going to catch hell for what I'm about to say.
It was on another whole other show. I see her started going in another room, like it was just.
We're typing it up for
that's the Maury Povich. Like. You're the father, just like. No, that's what she don't know. Like who's it? It's not Kevin. No, it's not the dude. Hey,
well, look, I know I'm about to get myself in trouble, but I think it needs to be said anyway. I think when I don't think it's really a double standard, because this is the way I think about it, and we probably going to get into a big debate about this. But men, like when you comparing a man tramp and a woman tramp, the reason why women get that stigma more than men, I think, is because women choose who they're going to have sex with. Men only have sex with people that they're allowed to. Seriously.
You think so?
Absolutely.
You just said that.
So you saying every girl that you ever wanted, you had sex with?
Am I going to come off as an arrogant bastard? I don't think.
I'm saying, but she allows you that.
All right, I see what you're saying. See, I see what you're saying. You're not forced. Like, I'm not a rapist.
Not to have sex with you. There's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
Yeah, so she allows you.
She allows you. Right.
So men only have sex with women that allow them to have sex.
Oh, I got what you're saying. All right, I know where you're coming from.
Actually, choose who they have sex with
because they're the. So all right, like now, can we stay right there real quick? So years ago, I wrote I used to write poetry. So I was like, women have the first choice, basically, because they could say yay or no and stop everything. You know what I mean? And let's just take it like as a sane guy who's not a rapist or whatever. If she says no, nothing goes down. Right. Nothing happens. So she does have the choice. So I get what you're saying. She definitely, yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, guys, don't get me wrong, guys. The way we were taught, the way we grew up is that, you talk to as many girls as possible because you're going to get only going to get a certain percentage. So it's a numbers game.
He's doing this like it's a sales job. Like
it's a numbers game, it is.
No, you're not going to work today. Hey, all right. Well, it's okay. All right, thanks for calling. Hey, Tammy. Hey, wow. I just want to talk to you about. All right.
If that doesn't say,
what you want to the sales?
Especially when you're young. That's how it is. I'm being honest.
No, you're being real, but you're right because it was about getting numbers.
Whatever.
No, that's how guys are fucked up. It sounds bad, but it's real. It sounds bad, but it's fucking real.
You're just using a different verb and adjective to describe the exact same thing. Like
women do the same shit.
I'm saying like men, just because the circumstance is different. Obviously, there's consent, but it's kind of like you're saying those two are not reciprocal of each other. They're the same thing. One has to happen in order for the other to actually be achieved. So.
Right. The only difference is that guys are actually going out. Now, a guy could go after 10 different girls and maybe only one. But so is he a tramp because he went after 10 girls, or is he a tramp because out of the 10 girls he asked, 8 of them said yes? That makes him the tramp. Again, he only's having sex with who he's allowed to. Honestly, so does that make him a tramp because more women allowed him into that space? But women actively have to say, yes, I'm gonna have sex with this guy. Yes, I'm gonna have sex with that guy.
So you're saying a guy that has more yeses, like
I'm saying, if that's the case, if that's the case, then all men are tramps because they go after many women.
All men are fucking tramps. See, we are like, hey, J. Cole says something great, and I'm a hip hop fan, so he says this one line. He said, "It's fun," and excuse my language, but no, this is the real Unapologetic. Fuck, excusing my language. So he said, it's fun fucking hoes until you realize you the hoe. Yo, that's what he says. And the line is great. It's like real shit because you out there doing it, and then you realize like shit. I'm the fucking hoe. Like you the one doing this. And now that girl could have just been at his fucking party and she seen J. Cole and was like, oh shit. And that was her second guy. And that's like his 100th. You know what I mean? Like, so you the hoe. So yeah, see, we are tramps. Get on our knees tonight and ask for forgiveness. No. But no. Listen, I think if you that. No. If men are doing the same shit that women are doing, it's the same thing. I know it's looked down upon. Now, this is what I look at it like this. Because guys are the fucked up version of the human, you know what I'm saying, of the species, women should not, especially when you guys have the mindsets to not do those kind of actions. So women who do that, that's why you guys are looked down upon, because you guys walk around like, I would never do that. I'm loyal, I'm this. So it makes you guys stand out like, damn, she's like an angel. So when you guys do that, it's like, she's a fucking hoe. She said, because she's praised, she's put on a pedestal, and it's like to see the queen or the princess do it. It's like, she's really a hoe, So it's looked down upon because of that, because of you're put up so high. So why don't y'all just come off the ladder and you'd be cool?
There's like an ideal. I think there's like a majority. The ideal relationship is like a monogamous, and like people that, I think the fairy tale of like, oh, you meet your sweetheart and you don't sleep with anyone else and you're not in a relationship. Like that's the, I think like, you know, the ideal for a lot of people. But, you know, we need to be able to normalize spectrums of
definitely
different
normalize
relationships.
it. But what we're saying is, I think it's honestly the way. So if we say and think like a man, men do find it attractive women who had less partners, or at least lie about it and be like, I only slept with two. I only slept with two guys. That was it. Two guys. And then the guy's like, oh God,
Sorry,
I got a nice one. You know, she's 45 and she's only had two partners. Is great. Like bullshit, right? For real. And women only count the ones that matter. You know, really, the ones that matter. Women count. The dude, wait, I was drunk that night. Women got shit for shit. Like,
so why is that important? So it's like, it's an interesting. Yeah, why is that even an important thing? Like, you obviously, let's say I go into a relationship tomorrow. Why does the person tomorrow care about the tons of history I'm showing up with? I'm already moved on. They're not invited to the relationship, but they're kind of like, hey, how many boyfriends have you had? How many people have you slept with? I'm like, why is this even important? If I'm showing up like,
I don't think you should ask that question.
Yeah, I don't
think you should ask that. A guy should ask that question. Like, how many like, I'm good. I don't need to know that.
I've like encountered guys, like, it's only been a year since I broke up with my ex last year. So if you do the math, I was only with somebody for like 10 plus years. So they're like, okay, that's one. But you're like in your 40s. So how many other people have you like hung out with? And I'm like, are you asking how many people I slept with? Like,
that's what they're saying when you say hung out with, right?
Yeah. I'm like, I don't even know. I don't want to know your history.
I don't want to know your history. No.
Like, do you like, I probably will ask you if you have kids, but I'm not going to ask you how many times you have sex.
Right. How many hoopties have you had before you bought the brand new car?
So like it's irrelevant to the
It is irrelevant.
I think it's an ego thing with guys.
But that's what
it's they trying to brace themselves. If she's only been with one or two, then maybe he could try some new stuff on her.
Okay. With exception of some people who don't always have, like, I'm gonna say, like, I'm someone who's 39. My expectations are pretty high at this rate, this age range. But like, if I was like maybe 29, my expectations are different. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you should be worried when you're showing up to a female who's comfortable in her space and her body, and like, that's an ego check. That is not a female problem. That's a you problem.
That is an ego problem.
That's what I was saying. It is an ego problem with men.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not a me problem.
No, that's not a female problem. Definitely not.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody asked me that. Like, it's kind of like, I don't know. I have like pink flags and red flags. Like, that one's a red flag. Like, why do you need to do that?
I think, honestly, I want a woman that has some experience, meaning not sexual experience, like 50 some guys, whatever, but I want her to have some experience, meaning she has dated, she's been in a relationship that was long, some long-term relationships. So then that way she knows how to be in a relationship, because a lot of women don't, I've only been in 3 relationships and they all lasted 6 months. It's like, that's a fucking problem. It's like people at jobs. It's like, how long have you been in the job? Well, I've been at 10 jobs in the last 2 years. It's like, all right, I'm not hiring you.
Not long enough to have a performance review.
Right.
I think it's even more important whenever I meet guys who have never not been in a relationship. Once they're like, oh, I've always been in a relationship. This is my first time being single. And I'm like, man, if I could, I've been single for a year. It's great. I've enjoyed it. And I think, like, when someone is showing up and they're like, I've never been single, like, for me, that's like a dark red flag. Like, you are not you're not comfortable being alone.
Right.
You're filling the gap of being alone by attaching yourself to someone, and that's very codependent and
all right, so let's roll on to the next question, before, so we can answer all these within this topic. So every woman who is in a relationship needs to have a gay male friend. What's that about? What's up?
That's what he said in the book.
Yeah, but what the fuck is that? Like, I mean, having it don't have to be a gay friend. Like, I get it. Maybe he said like maybe a cool friend, like a guy that's cool that you can act.
Specifically said gay friend. He said basically because, and this is the way I'm taking it. He's saying that a woman needs a guy that's going to be willing to listen to her gossip and go shopping with her, and somebody, that and a guy that doesn't want anything from her. So to me, that's him saying he's insecure as a guy.
Yeah, that is.
This woman can't have a regular
heterosexual dude. Like, right.
So to me, that's kind of
that's
Steve Harvey coming out.
Right, that's Steve Harvey coming out.
Saying he can't.
I'm coming out.
Not coming.
No. I know what you're saying, but he's coming out as far as his personality.
Yeah, his personality saying, "Yo, I couldn't handle my woman having a regular guy as a male friend."
Right. So you gotta have a gay friend just to
know. You gotta have a gay friend, and I think that
doesn't even want you. You going out with Tommy? Great.
Yeah.
Right. Bullshit. No. Yeah. So that's an insecure thing in his part with his lady or whatever. Mm-hmm. He's insecure. You know what I'm saying? He's insecure. So Michael B. Jordan called. He's upset. He's like, "Oh shit, you going with who? Michael again? Oh, fuck. Shamar Moore? Oh, this nigga, I can't stand him."
You should be worried if it's Michael B. Jordan.
See?
You better be worried.
Oh shit! You see that shit? She was ready to. She was ready to. Damn it, Michael, where you at? Where's Mike at? Because she's listen. No. No, that's funny, man.
I think it's irresponsible for someone like him to have such a big audience to tokenize the gay community. Like, that's really fucked up for him to say, like, go get yourself a gay man. Like, they are people.
Right, like it's like saying to get a pet.
Yeah, I have gay friends.
Get yourself a cat.
Yeah, like it's like what a fucked up thing to say. I skipped that chapter. I was like, that's another piece of his narrative that I won't subscribe to is coming out with relationship and friendship as if they're like petty little toys that you're collecting, like they're plants in your windowsill. Like, these are real people.
These are real people, right?
But like, you have to choose. I think women need to choose like a space outside of their relationship to be able to have like a place to have good friendships that when things get shit, like, I don't go into detail about my relationship with everyone in my circle, but I'm going to choose someone. It may not be that gay friend, but even if it was, it's not because he's gay.
Gay, right.
It's because I appreciate a different perspective, not so much a male perspective, but like a different perspective. I think
and there's a lot of cool women. That's some bullshit. You don't got to go get you a gay friend like he's a freaking little chimpanzee you're getting. You're going to put him in a cage. But definitely get yourself. I agree with that. You should. Every woman should have a guy that they can talk to, whether it's your brother, your cousin, a male friend that,
and vice versa.
Right, vice versa. Even if it's an ex, man, like, and y'all are cool and y'all have got to the point where it's like, nah, never again. You know what I mean?
I don't want my current boyfriend talking to my ex-boyfriend or his ex-girlfriend about me. Like, that, I think, is like,
you know what? I kind of disagree with that. You know why?
Contextual.
I get it, but I think when you reach a level of maturity where you're like, look, that is, I do not work with that person at all. Like,
must be my millennial and me.
That's the millennial thing. That's the thing kicking in. Let me stop.
I think like relationships are, if you're going to discuss your relationship, like what you have with someone is very intimate and it's super special. And when you breach that intimacy and share something like a deep conversation or insecurity or something that you're disappointed with someone outside of your twosome, you breach that. That person that person has to be from a place of no judgment and
but
no
what if
bias.
That person is like that? So what if you have an ex, right? Say your ex and y'all got kids together, y'all are really cool. It's done. Like, meaning all you see in him is He's the kid's father. So you're like, all right, well, but you guys are really good, like really friends, like real friends. And y'all talk, and you just like one day he happens to be there, and you're like, you know what? And he's like, what's wrong? What's up? And you're like, and you talk to him.
I would like to give the person that I'm with the space to feel that I am not looking for armor against him. So I'm going to find someone that's going to call me out and say, you know what? Like, you're full of shit. Like, at least hold me accountable to my action, but also validate my feelings and insecurity about something.
But you don't think an ex can do that? You don't think somebody that you dated, because they know you, if they called with it, because I mean, that's how I am. If it was my ex and she goes, what? You know, you're a bitch.
I think, you know what I mean? I think it depends. I don't know. Like I keep in touch with actually all my ex-boyfriends.
Oh, sitting the one who's talking.
Except for the narcissistic one. But like I had one recently reach out to me, and he was exploring therapy with his wife. And his wife is someone that I've never met in real life. I keep in touch with him, and we send a lot of messages, but he's asking me about his relationship and how now it's depending on who's showing up. So the way I show up is I'm super supportive of him, but then I also have to put the female hat on and give him that perspective and say, like, I think this is how she might be feeling, not how I would feel, because then I'm placing myself.
You're placing yourself
in her shoes, and I'm placing myself in the relationship with him, which I think is the breach of that intimacy. And validating it, I was like, hey, I think you're feeling something really serious. You should go and get therapy. Well, you know, and then he starts talking about her. I have to then step back and go, hey, I hear you. Those are valid. You should talk to someone that's not me.
That's not right. That's real.
And so I'm respecting her, and I'm respecting their relationship. That's who I am as a person. That's how I would want somebody in. Right. If I'm in a relationship with someone in the future, I would want their ex to show up that way for me. So that's how I'm going to put it on the universe, is making sure that I'm respecting her as the other half of the relationship. When the ex-girlfriend's like, yeah, fuck her, blah, 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 she's a fucking bitch, you should get back to me. That I have a problem with. If someone is still having like some feelings and they're like, oh my God, then it's like oh God, it's toxic.
Yeah. All right. So no, we answered that. Like, all right. So every woman who's in a relationship needs to have a gay male friend. No, you just need somebody who's going to keep it real with you and be transparent and call you on your bullshit. You know what I mean? Call you on your bullshit and be like, you know, man, you was out fucking till 3 a.m. I would have smacked you in your fucking face. Like real shit. So, and that's even, listen, guys, if your boys are not like that, your boys should be like that, because I'm gonna be real. That's how I am with my boys. It's like they do some shit and they be like, yo, she tripping. I'll be like, son, you was out though. What time you came in? It was late. What you think? I ain't gonna get on him and go say nothing to her, but I'm gonna tell him like, yo, you know, and he'd be like, yeah, yo, let me check my shit. You should be keeping them in check. You know what I mean? So you don't need a gay male friend. You just need real, genuine, authentic people who are gonna be real with you.
Yeah. I have a guy friend that I ask questions about now. I don't ask about like sex questions, but guy questions. Right. He'll be the one that tells me like, you're overthinking, or like you're just going a little too deep into like a rabbit hole. Like he'll hold me accountable, but it's like it comes from a place of friendship, and the motive and intent has to be there. Right.
No, definitely. That's how you have to. I agree with that. Like any of my female friends, that's how it is. It's like, yo, straight up, boom. There's no sex intent. I don't want them. It's just straight. Hey, they ask me something, I'm just straight. Hey, dog, this is you bugging out. You need to call them and apologize. That was wrong. You got to hold people accountable, and you see this shit, and it's to not choose a side. You don't fucking choose sides, man. So you don't need a gay male friend. Steve, what the fuck are you doing, man? Them long ass suits got you thinking like that.
Unsubscribe. And I was like, what a stupid thing. I skipped that chapter.
Yeah. All right. So let's go into what's the meaning behind the line, you don't need a man because you are one. What the fuck is that?
You know that line was from the movie. And I think it's just it's almost like he's getting back to those traditional roles. A man can't handle a woman that's as driven and as determined and as hardworking as he is. So
Right.
that's what he was saying in the movie, because
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
she was all about her career and getting
career,
that
right.
promotion and becoming partner, and everything else was secondary. But that's what men do for the most part. I know that's how I am.
Yo, I want a woman. And you know what? That's a funny thing you say that, because when I was married, man, I would tell my ex-wife, like, she was like, you need to get somebody like you. And I'm like, honestly, I do. She was like, you don't want that. And I'm like, no, I do. Somebody that's driven and are going to understand not going to sleep and because you want to finish up a project and you love to travel and work. I want that. And it's not saying that I don't want to see them. I want to see them, but I want them to understand. And then just understand it. You don't got to agree with it. Just understand, learn me, support me, and just be like, at the end of the day, be like, look, babe, you've been going hard. Can I just get a weekend with you? That's it. And then let me do that and be like, you know what? You're right. I've been going, I'm going to give you that weekend. Let's go. Which weekend you want? But don't just be like, you fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and guys that are like that, man, come on, man. That's but in the movie, she understood. That's what she did. She understood from his, you know what I mean? His place where he was coming from.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah, man. So what do you think about this? We don't got this on here. The guy that always brings, or the woman that brings her dad in, or the guy that brings her mother, the guy that brings his mother in. You think that's should do that? Yes, you know what I mean? Is that a thing couples should do? Bring their, you know what I mean? Bring their fathers or their mothers in to the relationship.
You talking about bring them into the relationship?
As far as how dude had his mom, she was running the show. He was a mama's boy. Or you get those girls that are get daddy's little girl, and it's like, daddy does everything, buys a car, takes care of everything. Boom, he comes to save the day. So do you agree with that?
I mean, I don't agree with it, but then again, you got women who feel like, however, you should watch how he treats his mother, because that's how he'll treat you. So if he's heaping everything on his mother, some women like that. Some women want a mama's boy, and those, a lot of times, I think those are women that are real nurturers, because they like, okay, well, he's going to need me to do this. He's going to need me to do the same things that his mama does for him.
You think some women want a mama's boy?
I think so.
Yeah. Kay, what do you think?
I didn't say all women. I know Casey. I'm not going to get myself in that kind of trouble. I said some women.
No, I know you didn't say that, see. That's probably something Reek would say.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. There's like so many, there's like attachment theory, like how you were raised, and that really reciprocates to who you are as a person and how you show up in a relationship. I don't know. I don't know if I dated a mama's. I was with someone for a super long time, so I don't know if I would say he was a mama's boy, but oh my gosh, his mom was so sweet, and she was just, she didn't give him any like advice or direction in the relationship, and neither did the dad. So I think like it would have benefited if
he was right.
Yeah, and I think if she had reciprocated or maybe shared, I don't know, I wouldn't know, because I'm just assuming. This is me kind of going past, I'm already not in the relationship, so I don't really think about it, but just kind of that example, I'm like, I don't know. I have met guys on like some of these dating apps that are like, they just talk about how close they are with their mom, and I think that's great. Like, I'm close with my parents. My dad, I'm probably closer to my dad than my mom, but my dad did not treat me like, I don't know what the definition is of daddy's girl, but I think I was his favorite, but I wasn't like, my dad didn't cater to me. He pushed you. It was a different, right. When I threw fits and I cried, he didn't like give me what I wanted. He taught me like, my car broke down and he wouldn't give me money. He said, well, it looks like you're going to have to work to get money for parts. I'll pay for half. It was a alternator. Right. Those things are like ancient history.
No, you know what? I love women like that. That's great when their dads are like that with them, because it shows them how, like, when a man shows up and that man is like, boom, he has, so they're not stepping on his toes. They're not you know, they appreciate the man. They appreciate the man for taking it, you know, whatever, like, hey, I got to get the alternate, whatever it is. So that's good. That a father versus the daddy's little girl. You know, I think it's worse. Honestly, no, I do. I think it's worse.
Sometimes you meet like people that, I don't know, I'm sure some women like to be catered to and the door is open for them and things are done for them.
You do that, definitely.
I mean, I like the door open for me, but like, man,
the store, when you come out the store, when you get the car,
I like it.
In, you know?
I will lean into that feminine energy.
You open the car door?
Yes, I do.
You open the car door?
Not all the time, but
all right, no. Yeah, I mean, I do it sometimes. I'm actually like 100% of the time.
No, not 100% of the time.
All right, so you don't do it then. This is just, you can't say it.
but I'm saying
I do it sometimes.
Dude, no, but I'm saying that I was always taught that. I know. Right. Taught me, so that's why I did it. You know, I've had women say, can you stop opening the door for me?
Serious?
Yeah, serious.
Huh?
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong? They stop opening the door.
I think that's rude. I don't know.
Stop opening the door. Who the...
I did. So I had dated.
They are thinking like a man. That's what they're doing. They read that book too many times. Like, they just read the title.
I'm telling you, like, I think
stop
people
opening the door.
Know how...
No, just imagine a woman says that, Kay, like, and you're there and you just...
I mean, she didn't say, like, stop opening the door. She was just like, you know, you don't have to do that all the time. You know,
but that's, you know what, that's good. Trust me, I do it and I open the door and I take it personal, meaning like, I'll be like, look, if they're going to the door, I'll be like, look, you don't even got to touch that. I got that. I open the door, you know what I'm saying? So they know to stand at the door. I did that with my daughters. Like they would stand at the door and I open the door. You don't got to touch that door. Don't worry about that. So that's how I led, and I was showed that way too. You know what I mean? Our moms and grandmas and aunts, and nobody played that shit. You would get smacked in the head. So that's the thing. I'm thinking about getting smacked in the head when I'm doing it. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, where that smack might come down. So
you have to be taught that. Like my dad, I remember I was really, you know, the way he taught us is like we would go to restaurants or something like this, and he would always say like men like to pay. They like to show that they care about you. So let them do that, but also don't call them out and make them feel small when you're like, I can do it myself, or I can pay for myself.
It's a great dad.
But like, I think like, yeah, I love my dad.
No, he's a great dad. Serious. That's good.
You need to bring him on the show.
You need to bring him on. That's a good dad. Serious. That instruction is great. That's good instruction right there. Like, hey, men like to pay. Don't make them. That is a great dad. No, serious. That's how you dad.
He was really nice. My mom was probably the opposite. But I think like Steve Harvey said it in the book, and I kind of rolled my eyes, is you have to package what you like. Like if someone's always late, he says, I would really appreciate if someone that I was with, I was like, no, hey dude, that's not cool. Like if you're going to be late, give me a heads up so I can plan accordingly. I don't need to package that and tell you. If you're late, I'm going to tell you, but I'm not going to call you out at the restaurant. I'm going to wait till you leave and tell you next time, if you're running late, I'd like a heads up. But I'm not going to call you out in the middle of the restaurant and be like, what the fuck? Like,
or you're not getting none. That's what you got to say to guys. They be like, well, can I be on time? 5:15? I'll be there 5:15.
Be on time or it's not happening.
Right. Serious. No. Hey, so
I don't know.
Let's get to the
grow
point.
Up differently.
That's what it is. It's growing pains. Like people, the stuff that they go through and childhoods, and then when they become adults, that trauma, things that they've been through, and stuff that wasn't taught. The lack of one side of, so I always say this: a child, they need both parents, meaning both sides of the speaker, the left and the right, or they're going to hear it different. When the engineer created that song, there's parts of the hi-hat that's on the left speaker, there's parts of the drum that's on the right, so they're not going to hear the song the right way. So you need the left and right to be balanced, to be able to say, to act accordingly, the way you should in a relationship or just with people. If not, you're going to have more of that feminine side, whether you're a man or a female, or you're going to have more of that masculine side, whether you're a man or female. You know what I mean? So I think people just need a balance, a good balance in life. But we at the part of the show, let's give some positive solutions that, what people can do to avoid getting the gay guys as friends and all this other stuff, you know.
I mean, I think it comes down to communication. If you meet somebody and you feel that this is somebody you want to be in a relationship, you all have to know what the other person's wants, needs, and expectations are before you say, "Oh, you know what? This is the baddest woman I ever had," or "She's got everything has to." When it comes to that relationship, everything has to be in place. Are you the type of woman that likes traditional roles? No. She might have everything else that you want, but if you really want somebody with that's going to serve in that traditional role, then it's not going to work if that's what you really want. And you got to be honest and upfront about it.
Right. All right. I'm with that. See, Kay, how about you, Kay?
You know, as in every episode I'm on, I encourage everybody to go to therapy. But
no, for real, it's good. No, real, you're right. Seriously,
it's Mental Health Awareness Month, so I might as well put a plug.
Mental health. I'm with that.
Communication is really good, but I think you need to practice having tough conversations. Then you need to practice like asking people, and I guess more than anything, know what you want and then ask for it. Be specific. That's like the biggest thing in relationships is you have two people that think they want the same thing and they're not communicating. And you just have miscommunications, assumptions, and stories in your head that are not validated because you didn't ask. You're just making up stories.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm with that. So, all right. So like last year, maybe 2 years ago, I had, during my like soul search, I was soul searching and no, for real, man, just to learn myself. So just when I was, being single, I was learning.
When you turned 40?
Right. That's what the moment when you get a little sports car, a sports Boxster and tight shorts. That's what happens.
You don't even fit in a boxer.
That's what happens. No you get a car that you can't fit in and some tight shorts you can't fit either. Just you're going through that male crisis thing. So, no, for real. So there was these 5 keys or whatever. This pastor was talking, and it made sense. So he was like chemistry. That was the first one, and he was like, that ain't everything. So everybody, he was like, this is the 5 keys you look for when dating somebody. Chemistry was one, but it ain't everything. Connection, and that's like the desire and explore. So that's what makes you be like, oh, we got a connection, boom, and then people jump off that. But that ain't everything either. Meaning that's only 2. Then there's wholeness, which is the main thing. Like, as far as, are you whole? Are you coming up, showing up with 100% of you? Do you have your shit together? You want 6 figures? That person makes 6 figures. Are you making 6 figures? You want a house? Do you already have a house? You know what I'm saying? Do you, all the things that you want, do you have? Divine confirmation. Like, is there something in here that when you meet that person, you like, yo, this is it, yo, for real, not the sex, not the freaking, because they got a booty or he's got shoulders or he's whatever it is, you know what I mean? He's short, whatever it is that they like, you know what I'm saying? And then sense of purpose. Do they know who they are and where they're going in life? Do they have their own direction? You know what I'm saying? Do they like be like, yo, and they tell you that without you saying anything. They're like, well, this is what I want. I'm doing this and this is where I'm gonna be at. And it doesn't include you. And a lot of people are not comfortable with that when they first meet a person. It doesn't include them. You know what I'm saying? They're like, shit, he's already going over here. And it's like, or she's going over here. And it's like, that's what you want. Somebody who already has a purpose of where they're going versus showing up and just go, I'll go with you. And you're like, fuck. You know, no, you know what that? Because that's the one that's going to be straggling on you. Like we talked about, see, the one that's just like holding you like, I'm going to go get some popcorn.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold you into the kitchen. It's like, you can't be at the microwave because she's holding your leg or hugging you in your stomach. You like, babe, you got to say something before you even go get the butter. Can I get the butter? All right. You don't want that shit. You want somebody that just knows what they want out of life and you. So yeah, man. We came to the end of it, man. And Steve Harvey, great job writing a book. It takes a lot to write a book, so can't knock him for writing a book. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But with the line, you confuse women with that line, with the book title. So that's why they say you can't read a book by to read a book by the cover. Women, I'm gonna say this, man. Be your true self, and that true guy is gonna be him true self, and that's who will show up. You two being your true selves. Trying to do honestly, man. Reading books is insight. It's all insight. You can't take it and be like, I'm going to do exactly this. I'm going to put him on fucking the 90-day restriction. Don't do that. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Let me
skip over that part.
The 90-day restriction. Do y'all believe in that? The 90-day restriction?
Oh, God. That's so stupid.
Yeah,
did you read that part, T? I skipped over that.
90 days. That's supposed to be the dating rule. That if you meet a guy, you're not supposed to be intimate with him for 90 days.
Sorry, you have 90 minutes for me to even like you to show up for another date.
90 minutes.
I don't know. That might be like my HR background, but like I already have like a idea of who you are as a person the first like 2-3 minutes that I meet you. But I regularly meet people, but like 90 days. To find out if someone is compatible physically with you. Okay, there are obviously like you're showing up with different like beliefs and values in terms of religion and waiting, but that's a lot of waiting. It's a lot of time.
It is, man. Listen, and listen, it takes strength. You know what I mean? And see, Kay, I learned your house is not hot. It's the wine you're drinking. I'm drinking wine today. I'm fucking hot as shit. It's not the house. So you can sit anywhere in the house, you'll be hot. So, just know it's the wine.
I had seen the topic is about like relationships, which I guess like we all go ahead, say it. Let me hear you say it. See, go ahead, read. Let me write that down.
No, you got to sound like the one in Heat now because the 90 days thing. Like, how you did it? See, you had the Heat.
So messed up. It's so many levels. I just want to say, like, that is exactly what's wrong.
No, that's real, man.
I'm trying not to laugh, but it's funny.
For real. All right. So, C, we going into the real review with C. What's the plug today, man?
Yo, this is probably one of the best things that I ever gifted myself with. It's this. It's not this particular model, but it's the Panasonic EP MA73 massage chair. I don't know, guys, if you've ever experienced these massage chairs.
You massage your balls? I just want to sit there like, oh shit, this is
there's no happy ending with this massage chair.
Where's the video clip? I need to see.
There's no happy ending with this massage chair.
No, okay.
That's
all right.
Why am I laughing? That's not supposed to be funny.
It is funny though. That's
I need a video of you watching it. Otherwise, I don't believe this review.
Serious. All right.
But no,
I'm sorry. Continue.
This thing is serious. It's for real. I mean, I've never sat in it and put it on like the 30-minute massage and still been awake by the time the cycle was over. I mean, it's got so many features. It massages your neck, your back is heated, it massages your calves, your ankles, everything. It's even got a mode on it where it actually stretches you out. And you sit in the chair and basically you put your arms in the sides and then it like seals you up and then the chair leans back and your legs stretch out. It gives you a nice, this is one of the best.
See, you got to press the hold and the pause and it'll do the that chair does everything. See, you said everything.
You got the cheat codes, man.
Oh, man.
But yeah, it's one of the best. Y'all can check out the link.
I need a video.
Oh, man.
See, give the people what they want. They need a video clip.
They need a video clip, see. You got to show them what your spandex on, see.
That sounds amazing. I think the way you just described it.
Yeah. No. It definitely does. That was C with the real review with the
and that's available at Panasonic.com. And the price on that one is $79.99.
$80? No, you mean
no, $7,990.
Oh shit! All right, that's You're gonna say 79.
And it's worth it. It's worth it.
It's like, wow, that's so cheap.
Right.
No.
It's not cheap. It's not $79.99. 70,000. 79,000.
I mean, I could tell you how to get it cheaper, but
Oh, it's 7,995, right?
yes,
Because 79,000 is the price of a really nice BMW. Like, rather buy a BMW for
What you said? See, say it again. Say the price. It's the wine.
$7,999.
All right, 8,000. Can we say $8,000 on the show with wine? All right, no, sorry. All right, so 8,000 at Panasonic. All right, so you see or heard how she described it, and it got the hold and pause button you press, and you get you're good. You're good.
So that hold and pause is for the lotion.
That's wrong. It comes. You crazy. Oh man, yo.
Make sure you cut my audio out.
Oh man, hey. So what's going on there? Let's jump into the real take, man. Who's on the real take?
Oh, the real take. Yeah. And y'all tell me how y'all feel about it. I'm tired of them pushing this thing, talking about defund the police. And I think when they say defund, most people have the idea in their head that they're just trying to disband the police, take all their money to fund the police programs. I think they need to come up with another word, because when you say defund the police, that in people's heads, it's like, get rid of the police. That's not what they're doing. They're talking about, look, instead of buying a vehicle that should be used in Afghanistan, take some of that money and put towards the community. And now, like when me and you was coming up, you remember PAL, right?
PAL. Yep.
Police Athletic League, where you had police that worked in the community, coaching kids in the community, whether it was basketball, baseball, whatever. They have relationships with the people in the community. The way the system is set up now is that those programs aren't funded anymore in most places. So the only experience kids have with the police is
bad experience.
When they're putting their hands behind their back, they're getting pulled over for no reason. Look, we had cops on our block that we knew. We could wave to. He knew everybody in the neighborhood. He knew who the bad guys was. He knew who the kid that might needed a little push or a little kick in the butt to do what he was supposed to. But we don't have that no more. It's just that now you got cops coming from other communities into usually a minority community, and they have no way and no idea of how to deal with the people in the community.
Right, because they're coming from the suburbs going into the inner city. That's why they're afraid, because they don't have to interact with anything like that. Right. Yeah.
Right. So when they say defund the police, all they're saying is those extra millions that you're spending on military weapons and super armored vehicles, put some of that money back into the community. That's all they're saying.
All right, cool. All right, so what's on the fuck up of the day?
I still don't understand some people sometimes, but if you're going to practice your stripper pole moves, don't do it on Facebook Live. And please make sure the pole can support you. Now, this woman, number one, she's got the pole set up in her kitchen, okay? And she's seriously not trying to put her down or body shame her, but she's a good 250 maybe.
She don't belong on the fucking pole.
She doesn't belong, or maybe a reinforced pole. Maybe she should have got the reinforced.
No, the city light pole.
But so anyway, yes, it looks like she takes a running start, grabs onto the pole, I guess, to spin around, and the pole comes off, and of course she busts herself all up, hit her head on the countertop, and her little kid, who was in the next room. Again, why are you doing this with your little kid
in the kitchen?
In the house? Yeah. He comes running, Mom, you all right? You all right? And she can't even say nothing because she's almost knocked out. Look, again, don't practice your stripper pole moves on Facebook Live if you ain't got them down pat yet.
Actually, let's safety first. Not in the kitchen, like serious, and with the kids
Seriously.
around. Wait till the kids go to grandma's or something.
Yeah. Yep.
That's crazy. I mean, you listen, I know women are doing things. They want to do that and learn that stuff for their guys. You know what I mean? They're, to keep their guys home. So I know they're practicing and trying to learn. So I get it. That's fun though. See, you got to think.
It's actually a good workout. If you look
right,
at it.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm not against it. I'm just saying, just don't do it in the kitchen with the macaroni and cheese on it. Like remove that shit first. Let me eat something first, and then I'll be good with that.
Send the kid out to play too.
Right. All right. So what's on to get the fuck out of here?
All right. This is a parenting issue. Well, you know what it is? I think it's a societal issue too. Apparently, this mother took a camera and walked around her house to show how her kid just totally destroyed the house. Now, the kid is about, I want to say like 11 years old, just totally destroyed the house because she wouldn't allow him to play his video game. And when I say destroyed the house, I'm talking about holes in walls. I'm talking about holes in the doors. I'm talking about all the dishes broken up on the floor. And she says in the video, I can't do nothing because the government won't allow me to discipline my child. Look, if you in the C household, what you did to the house, I'm gonna do to you. I'm just letting you know.
That's crazy, man.
But then that was the thing.
So are we offering advice for the kid?
But she says he does this all the time. He doesn't get his way. So I'm like, yo, look, I don't care what the government says. If I'm
going to give him his way straight down the hell. Just give him his way.
Yeah, okay.
Well, no, give him his way. Just knock his ass out. I'm just playing, but no, man. Listen, man. I believe the children are the future. Teach them well.
No, it's true.
For real. That's crazy, man.
That's a parental issue, man.
It is. That is a parental issue. You're right. You know what? I'm not even saying nothing because you damaging and putting holes in the walls and doing wild, crazy stuff. How old is the kid though?
He was like 11 or 12.
11 or 12, and she's a single mother, of course.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Young?
Nah, she didn't sound young. I never saw her face, but she didn't.
But she's probably. I'm not.
And what's surprising is that she's from the islands.
Oh, word!
That's what got me.
They don't play.
That's what I'm saying. I know.
I know the islands is off the. Yeah.
I mean, I am Pacific Islander. I can tell you right now that even in my teens, I was still getting my ass kicked.
Absolutely.
That was me. I'd be living out on the street.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, that's what I'm saying. So that's like, this 2021, man.
Yep.
Yeah, they need to get back in. I mean, you know what? Like I said, man, I'm not against not spanking kids or tearing their asses up, but there has to be some type of reinforcement that you do. You have to do something. You can't allow your kids to just put holes in your goddamn house and then we can't do anything because the government. Like, yeah, come on. All right, man.
Yeah,
that's again, that's get the fuck out of here because on that note, I'm like, really, like, get the fuck out of here. You serious? You let that happen? That's crazy.
Like I said, it's happened. She said it's happened more than one time. So I mean, come on. Get the fuck out of here with that.
Get the fuck out of here with that. Right. No, man, for real, man. So look, listen, want to thank you guys for being and watching and viewing the Real and Unapologetic podcast, episode number 23. I was your host, Unapologetic Reef, joined with my cousin, your boy,
the Real C.
That's right. And tonight we had on K. Everybody loves K, K brings so much like peace and that's what K brings. You feel that, see? Like the peace.
Absolutely.
It's fun. It's always fun. It's like we got, like we had shots and we didn't have no shots. But no, serious.
No one sent me any shots.
No, that's how it feels. It just feels like it's just it's a lot of peace. So no, it's cool. But that's we need you guys to subscribe to the video, watch the video, like it, comment. You know what I mean? If you agreed with things that were said, definitely comment. And watch episode number 24, man. Is that gonna be the one that are we doing? No, what's that? See, 24.
24.
You're the guy. Say, listen, I want to tell everybody, C is a brilliant mind behind the content plan. You know what I'm saying? He's the guy that puts the whole program together so that we can, have stuff to talk about. So
give me 1 second.
I'm just the asshole that comes on and just says all kind of crazy things.
Yeah, right.
That's why you guys call me. I'm the nice one.
Right. No, see, Kay, seriously, we was thinking about just bringing you, you know what I mean? Bringing you and making you a part of us. Like,
I'm here for it.
No,
I don't know about every single. I don't know about all the episodes.
Yeah, not all the episodes, right? But the ones we can get you on, like, especially with the females, and then we'll bring, because serious. I got a lot of responses like, they love, your view, so it's good. No, we need that. They get tired of our shit. We be saying crazy shit, so they like, all right. So we need somebody that's
someone's got to call you both out.
Right.
That's right. Like I said, keeping us in line.
I right.
do it nicely. I'm like, I'm still not gonna judge, but I'm always gonna call you out.
We need that. So, see, what's 24? So
24 is, why is being black in America considered a crime?
Then we going there again? I thought we was like,
no, we didn't do that.
No, shit, we be touching all kinds. Man, listen, America stopped. We actually feel like we always visiting this topic, man. And that's being black, man. Listen, being white, being Asian, being Hispanic, none of this should be a crime. You know what I mean? You should just be you and comfortable being yourself, and that's it, man. You shouldn't have to be worried about that. But again, that's episode number 24. Guys, stay tuned for that, man. And thank you for joining and watching the Real and Unapologetic podcast. We out.
That's right. Hit that like and subscribe button.
Yes.